So I say everything is a definition. I would say everything in that. But Visuddhimagga is good because it gives you the definition of how you can become enlightened. It's either by anicca, dukkha, or anatta. Okay, now this is some terms you can get from the deep sea or whatever. So just now we're talking about three kinds of becoming. So means that somebody nearer to enlightenment. So their mind should not be cling to any kind of becoming, either on bhava. Bhava means, I think you all know in the Abhidhamma, kama bhava, lupa bhava, alupa bhava. So nothing to do with sensual desire for this. Even jhana, even the mind should not be attached to lupa jhana or alupa jhana. And four kind of generation means either egg born, womb born, moisture born, or spontaneous born. So then there are five kind of destination mentioned just now in the Visuddhimagga. Hell, animal, Peta, human. Now, Deva and Brahma is considered as a Deva world. So these four are considered as a Apaya, woeful state. Then after that, there's another classification of seven kind of consciousness. You can find in the Parinibbana Sutta or Sangati. Sangati is a last sutta in the Dikha Nikaya. So it's all the different listing there. So it's much more towards the different types of human, Brahma, and even Arupa, right? So after that, there are 9 types of beings according to their their mind and body, right? So human and Brahma and so on. So anyway, all these are kind of like different classification as in the 31 plans. So instead of just classify as 31 plans, sometimes they can classify according to their specific terms and so on. So this is it's from one of the Anguttara Nikaya Sutta. Some is talking about beings can classify to diverse body, identical perception, and so on. And some are even the infinite space, infinite consciousness are considered different types of being also. Infinite consciousness, this one, space and so on. Even neither perception nor non-perception is considered as a abode of being. Abode of being means where they stay, right? So that's how different types of classification according to this one. This is answer the question of Brother Ko. You want to know, right? Just now. So anyway, just talking about, is somebody going to see enlightenment? His mind should not cling to any of 3 kinds of becoming, 4 kinds of generation, 5 kinds of destiny, 7 stations of consciousness, or 9 abodes of beings. This means that the mind should not be cling to any of 31 plans. So that's the meaning here. So 31 plans of existence can calculate in different way. Okay, now this part is some category here. All right, so we need to go a little bit slow with the text. It's actually it take me some time to understand this. Marinda, you can read 111. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Saji. The difference in the noble paths factors, etc. This knowledge of equanimity about formations governs the fact that the meditator keeps apart. It furthermore governs the difference in the number of the noble paths, enlightenment factors, path factors, and jhana factors, the mode of progress, and the kind of liberation. For while some elders say that it is the jhana used as the basis for insight leading to emergence, that governs the difference in the number of enlightenment factors, path factors, and jhana factors, and some say that it is the aggregates that make the object of insight that govern it, and some say that it is the personal band that governs it, yet it is only the preliminary insight and insight leading to emergence that should be understood to govern it in their doctrine. To deal with these 3 theories in order, according to governance by insight, The path horizon in a bare inside, dry inside worker, and the path horizon in one who possesses a jhana attainment, but who has not made the jhana the basis for insight, and the path made to arise by comprehending unrelated formations after using the first jhana as the basis for insight are paths of the first jhana only. In each case, there are seven
Thank you.
enlightened.
So
Thank
we
you.
stop here. So do you understand about this part, Brenda? I think you.
Okay, this one is all about the path to attainment of those possessed jhana attainments.
So the first one is a bare insight. Do you know what is bare insight here?
Bare insight is not very sure, but I think it's the normal insight, is it?
Yeah. Okay. Normal vipassana insight without the jhana. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like we call it direct vipassana. You know, some like
Okay.
Mahasi method, all these are direct vipassana.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes they call it sukha vipassana. So actually the Pali word will be sukha. Sukha is dry. So
Oh,
I think sukha vipassana. Dry vipassana means it don't have the moisture or the warmness or the comfort from the jhana. So this is the one.
okay.
So it's just
Mm-hmm.
direct vipassana means somebody just practice the practice direct vipassana without looking at the jhana, right? Without attainment of any jhana. So this is the first one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Okay,
second one is why this one?
the path arises in one. Huh. The second one is a process of jhana attainment.
Okay.
Make the jhana.
But who has not made the
But they don't
jhana?
make the jhanas for the basis for insight. They
Okay.
don't take this as a basis.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. Right.
path,
Okay.
the
Then the third
path,
one.
the path made to arise by comprehending unrelated formation about using. For this one, I'm not very sure.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so the first one is insight knowledge, vipassana. The second one is somebody who had insight. Somebody who had jhana, but they don't use it.
Mhm.
Somebody had jhana, but they don't use it. Okay. The third one is they use the first jhana.
Okay.
Based on first jhana, they go to the insight. Okay. So
Okay.
is somebody okay? So this is a different path. So
Thank
that's
you.
why the elders say it's a jhana. Sometimes they say jhana. Sometimes they say based on aggregates. Sometimes based on your own personal bent. Personal bent means the desire or inclination. Or sometimes we use the word inclination of the mind. Okay. Right.
Okay.
So
Thank
it's
you.
like same like earlier on, different way. Like somebody see impermanence, somebody see suffering, and somebody some non-self. So here is either you practice jhana or you not practice jhana, or even you practice jhana whether you use it or not during the enlightenment time. Okay.
That
Okay.
means, Ajit, that means
Yeah.
jhana is not important to attain
There are different path. Different
different
path.
path.
Some people can practice without jhana, they can still be enlightened, right? That one of the sutta, I think you all should remember. I always tell you, Susima Sutta. He's the
Susima.
Sumasa. He's the one that practice without jhana and become arahant. So
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
okay, let me see. Okay, all right. Okay, now this sutta is interesting. I'll show this. So I think we will not finish this document by today. I don't want to finish. It took me 2 days to finish. So let's go for this sutta. So this is a very interesting sutta. In the Samyutta Nidana Vaga, Samyutta Sutta Nidana, Samyutta Mahavaga. All right. So it's called Wanderer of Susima. So one day the Buddha was staying in Rajagaha, in the squirrel feeding ground. Okay, so the Buddha was honored, respected, revered by many. So he received many robes, and of course he shared with the Sangha, and then the Sangha also received many. So, but the wanderers who follow other religion, means other heretic who michaditi, wrong view. So they are not honored, they don't receive any robes, offerings, and so on. Okay, now the Wanderer Susima was residing in Rajagaha. Okay. All right. Now the community actually asked him to steal. In a way, sometimes they want to know why Gautama Buddha is honored. Why? What is the secret? What's the secret? So they asked him to lead a spiritual life with the ascetic Gautama. You can take it in a way they are actually want to do stealing. They want to steal the Dhamma from there and they want to apply it. So memorize that teaching and recite it with us. When we memorize it, we recite to the laity. So in this way, we'll be honored, respected, and so on. All right. So yes, then Susima he went to Ananda. All right. He said he want to be in the teaching. Teaching means in the Dhamma and Vinaya. So in this teaching in Vinaya, Dhamma and Vinaya, he want to become a monk. So Ananda took him to the Buddha. He said this ascetic want to lead. Oh, actually, the Buddha, of course, he know that the Sushima comes with a bad purpose in mind, want to steal the Dhamma. But the Buddha can see that he can become enlightened. So that's why the Buddha allow Ananda to go forth. So normally we say if somebody from the Michaditi wrong view, they're normally under probation for 4 months. 4 or 2 months. But here, special case, he listed going forth ordination. So at that time, the other monks, so Bhikkhu Sujato used the word mendicants. So they declare enlightenment in front of the Buddhas. He say, they become Arahant. So when they say like this, they become Arahant. The birth has ended. The spiritual journey has completed. What done has been done. So that means they become Arahant. So when this Venerable Susima, for others' sake, he came. He asked, go to monks and asked them. So he say he want to confirm, do you really declare enlightenment in front of Buddha's presence? So every time when the monks become enlightened, they kind of report to the Buddha. So they say yes. Now he asks whether they have psychic power or not. Because it's just a question to test whether they have jhana or not. Because normally at that time when people practice, they were jhana. After jhana, when based on fourth jhana, they had this kind of power. Okay, so for example, this is different jhana like multiplying themselves and then go unstructured onto the wall, and then it's like a space in the wall you can just walk across, even go in and out of the earth, walk on the water, fly on the sky, and touch the hand, touch with the sun and moon with the hand. So can you even show yourself in the divine world? All right? Okay, no. Okay, then do they have psychic power like hearing, like a divine ear can hear the far sound? No. So do they have the psychic power to see the mind of others? Then they say no. All right. Do they have psychic power to see the past life? Okay, no. They also say no. All right. So do you have a divine eye? You can see the beings of other place. They can see their karma also. All right. They say no. So do they have a arupa jhana? They say no. Then they say we are free from wisdom. Okay. Now this monk, they are not practicing any deep jhana. So they say they don't have psychic power and so on. But that's why Susima asked, how come you don't have that kind of psychic power? You don't have lupa or arupa jhana? Then the answer is we are freed by wisdom. So according to some of the commentaries say, means that they might not practice the formless jhana. Okay, they just develop some kind of absorption that is for base of insight. So either they have some jhana, based on jhana they're practicing insight, or they might not have jhana at all. If we literally look at this word, means that because they are free from wisdom, it didn't say that they have any jhana at this point, right? So whether you understand or not, we are freed from wisdom. We are freed by wisdom. This means that they become enlightened by the wisdom. They didn't say they enlightened by any jhana at all. So Susima went to the Buddha and asked. So then he say this one, come to the knowledge of stability of natural principle. So Dhamma Titi. So you will see this Dhamma Titi in the document, in our document later. So at the last pages. Oh, okay, Susima Siddhi, Dhamma Titi, knowledge, or the page, last page. In Susima Sutta, so there's a called Dhamma Titi, Dhamma Titi, Dhamma Titi Jnana. Right, so this is the one that mentioned just now. So here it translates a knowledge of stability of nature, natural principle. It means that try to see cause and effect. So when I was writing my thesis, it's actually talking about cause and effect here. Okay, so after that, he said he don't understand. So, right. So then the Buddha say, first they come to the knowledge of stability of natural principle. Then after that, there will be extinguishing of defilement. Then at this point, then the Buddha start to teach him, is the rupa, your material, permanent, impermanent, impermanent. So impermanent things, is it suffering? He said, yes, impermanent thing is suffering. So this is same with the Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. So whatever is impermanent and suffering and changeable, perishable, can you contemplate it as mine, as I, as self? No. Then all the way to rupa, to the perception or the five aggregates here, all the way to consciousness, means try to see all the five aggregates as impermanent, suffering, and non-self. Then the Buddha teach him, whatever form, whatever feeling, whatever perception, whatever sankhara, whatever consciousness, past, future, present, and so on. 11 ways you should see as not I, as not mine. So when you see everything as not I, not mine, so the person will become this illusion, means not attachment. So when there are no attachments, so the desire faded, so they are free. So when they're free, they understand, they become arahant. Okay. Okay. So then the Buddha confirmed with him. After that, do he had that kind of jhana power or psychic power? Can he see the life of others? Can he have divine eye, divine ear? Do he have the arupa jhana? Okay. Then when you don't have this deep jhana, how can you say I have become an arahant? Then after that, Susima, he bowed down. He made mistake because he come to the Dhamma to steal. Okay, so that actually literally he come to steal the Dhamma. So that's why he made ask forgiveness from the Buddha. Right. Okay. Then Buddha actually accept his. But at that point he actually become enlightened already because he confirmed by his own experience that everything is anicca dukkha anatta. So this sutta is a very significant because this sutta actually, like we go back to the earlier part now. So the vulnerables confirm that they don't have any psychic power. They don't have even have arupa jhana, but they didn't say they had jhana or not, but they just used the word, we are freed by wisdom. All right. So this sutta say, if we literally look at this sutta, it didn't say that we are freed by jhana. We are freed by wisdom. So this is a part here. So this is a famous sutta you can find, Susima. So a lot of direct vipassana writing, they quote from this sutta. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so okay, So this is this part here. So Susima say, okay, one is freed by wisdom, right? That means that Sam has become an arahant. So based on this sutta, it didn't say somebody get jhana or somebody get any psychic power and so on. Now, the second path is somebody get jhana, but they don't use it. The third path is somebody use first jhana and become a practice with insight only. So this is a path based on first jhana only. Means that based on first jhana, they become enlightened. All right. So in each case, there are 7. Normally, enlightenment factor, we have 7. Path factors means normal F4 path, we have 8 factors, and we have 5 jhana factors. All right. So preliminary insight. So before enlightenment, so somebody practice the insight, it can accompanied by joy, or it can accompanied by equanimity. When the insight reaches the state of equanimity about formation at the emergence time, it can accompany with joy and so on. And then so on. I think we will stop here. So we continue next week. All right. So we will stop here. Okay. So before we stop, we go back to review different types of insight knowledge. Remember, we are on the 7th Visuddhi. So first one based on the Sila. So either 5 or 8 or any Sila. Then after that, based on the purification of mind, for the mind to be free from 5 hindrances to gain some concentration. Then want to get the right view, means reduce the wrong view on I and mind through see the mind and body, nama rupa. So when you see only nama rupa, you have purified the view, but not yet, because only at the enlightenment stage somebody really free from wrong view. So here it just you only know mind and matter. Then after that, try to see the conditionality between mind and matter. Then you overcome doubts. You don't believe in God or whoever who control you. Then after that, try to see everything as anicca, dukkha, anatta. So this is the third stage. Then when you see everything as anicca, dukkha, anatta, you see everything as arising, passing away, which is a weak stage. At that time, you have see light. You have a tranquility, you see you have some good concentration and so on, but you thought it's a path. But that's why it's called weak path. So when you practice, you try to see everything arising, passing away, everything including light, tranquility, and so on, including the any of good stage, as all these were passing away. So this is called mature path. So after that, you see everything dissolve only, because your mind inclined towards to see passing away. So this is called dissolving. Then there will be fearful. Fearfulness is not that kind of fearful, It's like everything is not good. Everything is a danger. You can see the 31 planet at danger. Then you are not interested. You want to run away from all this formation. Then your mind want to get deliverance from them. Then you need to observe again the mind matter to see impermanent suffering in oneself. Then you'll get equanimity, whatever good or bad, your mind can let go. Then when this become very matured, then the enlightenment will start with the anuloma, got trouble. But these two happen in thought process. So anyway, these 3, equanimity to formation, conformity, and change of lineage, they have a special name called insight leading to emergence. Emergence means emerge from sankhara and going to path. So then there will be different knowledge, path, and fruition. So there's another reviewing is after enlightenment. Okay. Then subsequently, any of the other attainment of fruition will come later. Then there will be higher path and so on. Okay, all these are numbers, so we can review the numbers again. But the main thing is, today's topic is on this 9, on this one. And today's topic is also insight leading to emergence. Okay. And we will see more Abhidhamma point here. So you can compare the today's one, the Visuddhimagga, with some of the Abhidhamma facts or other one. All right. So that's why it's actually not easy, because all these are very high end and towards enlightenment, not easy to understand also, unless we really walk the path towards, we already reached enlightenment. So if you reach enlightenment, you no need to come here and listen to this talk lah. So that's the thing one. All right. Okay, so we stop here.